episode 103 of Sports and Spaghetti. It is Globe on the Stove premiere week on Sports and Spaghetti. And as we discussed last week, it is Italian week. And it's going to be a very exciting show. Thank you for those of you that are watching and listening. And I can't wait to do this. How is everybody's week?
Pretty good week. Pretty good week. Busy at work, but I'm starting to get good at my job, even though I don't want to be good because I don't want to be good at it because then I get stuck in that job.
Sure.
Promotion, but it's nice. It's a good feeling being useful.
Yes. Nick, how was your last week?
Very busy.
Nick was studying for an anatomy test.
Yeah, I have another one tonight.
Oh, boy.
I'm very tired. I haven't slept like this whole week, to be honest.
Well, good. You're gonna be useful today. You're gonna wake up after you eat what I've cooked.
Yeah, I haven't eaten all day either, so.
Oh, well, you're gonna eat today. And if anybody cares, I'm so happy to be back at work. I missed my students, and it's that kind of that time of year where it starts to get a little bit fun.
Where you're itching to be done with it, so it's like, you know what? Yeah, take an extra 10 minutes. I don't care.
It's kind of becoming a little bit more fun. It's a credit to my students, and one of my students said I have aura because I'm a cool teacher. So take that for what it's worth. And we'll go right into our Jolly Rancher word of the week, which is back this week. And the word is described as a column of air that extends downward from clouds when there is extremely severe weather. And included in this, for this to happen, there has to be updrafts and downdrafts happening. A column of air that extends from the clouds to the ground.
Lots of pressure.
Lots of pressure, lots of wind in this column of air. That's basically giving you the answer. Okay.
Dorothy!
Dolphin!
You know what's funny is I don't think that's gonna be good. Yeah.
No, they're not gonna know.
Yeah, they're not gonna know what that means.
Everybody in the storm cellar! I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Why'd you say that like Sal?
I don't know. Purple and ponytails. Anybody want 100 stuffed peppers? Oh, man. Well, I don't have stuffed peppers today, which is Italian, but I do have Nikki's new favorite dish, and it's linguine aglio. Okay? We did do an episode on aglio when we were broke. I think it was Broke Thursday or something like that. That was at the
Guys,
pits. That was
we've
in the
come
depths.
so far.
Okay? That was in the depths of our financial situations, respectively.
Did we call them Broke Thursdays in public, or was that just between us?
No, I think the episode was Broke Thursdays. So, Nick, explain this dish because it's really for you.
Linguine.
Call it by its real name.
Linguine, which is amazing, and I don't know if Anthony likes it or not. I don't remember the draft. What happened in there? Yeah, he likes it. Okay, I don't have to roast him. All right. Chicken. It's little chicken pieces, which are also delicious, and there's garlic in there, and pepper, and I don't really know anything else that's in there, but it's gas.
Well, what I will say is there are parts of this dish that actually were omitted because Nikki doesn't like certain things in the dish, and they are left out on the table. One is lemon, which you're supposed to zest and add to the dish before you serve it, and then also Parmesan cheese. But I made it the way that Nick likes it, and we can add them later. Yeah, that episode was number 36. It actually had 120 listens, which was one of our better ones at the time, and it was called Broke Wednesday Pasta.
Here we are, 70 episodes later,
And this is
and it's Broke Wednesday. It's
Broke Wednesday pasta again on a Wednesday. How you doing? All right, except I wasn't as broke this Wednesday, but still not rich, but not quite broke, and definitely made with a lot more love than that one was made with, because this was not an afterthought. Nick, take some. Do the honors.
Whip me up.
No, you
I don't
do
know
it.
how much is in there, so I don't want to take it all. 'Cause I'll actually
You
take
have
the
to
thing.
eat it. Eat it. You take it first. It made it for you.
Bro, I'll take the whole thing right now.
I made it because I knew you would like it. Now I'm gonna put some lemon and Parmigiano Reggiano on mine.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll be back once it's plated and tasted, and then we will give our reviews. Now that you guys are done, it seems, tell me what you thought of the dish. I want your honest feedback, because anything you say against it is my mom's fault. I'm kidding.
It's classic. It's a very good combination of spice from the little red pepper flakes. I love that. You have it's perfect. You got the little bit of unctuous fattiness from the oil. Garlic is obviously great. Chicken was very good. I don't know how you season it, but it was very good. And then lemon makes it bright, and the cheese really just right on top. Very good.
Now, the one that I'm the most nervous about is Nick. This is a copycat of my mom's, who is the OG.
The OG. Yeah, it's pretty much hers, to be honest. You did it right. 20 out of 10.
Wow. I know the guy loves it.
Oh my god, it's the best.
So Nick, you're throwing a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it is, he made it perfect, and it's the best meal.
I'm going an 8 out of 10.
I love his reaction to that. He doesn't say that about many things. I have to say, this recipe is really good.
How'd you do it?
It was like the fastest thing I've ever made in my life. I cut the chicken in small pieces. I cut them in small pieces like Mom does. I never cut them this small. But that.
I love it.
Oh, I do too.
It's so different. It's good. It's really good.
I'm gonna do that from now on when I make this. And I season them with a whole bunch of stuff, okay? Salt and pepper. And I cook the chicken in butter and olive oil. That's it. It takes like 4 minutes because it's cut in small pieces, you know? While that's happening, the water's boiling. I cook the linguine. I save some of the water. That's it. Okay? After the chicken was done, I took it off the heat. And in the same skillet, I made the garlic. I did 3 cloves of garlic. And I added a little bit more butter so it wouldn't burn because the pan was still pretty hot. So I added some new butter and I added the red pepper. That's it. 30 seconds. Put the chicken back in. I put the pasta water, and I mixed it. And that's it.
I'm telling you, that is the secret to the recipe, is the water from the pasta.
Well, yeah. I mean, pasta water brings together the dish and it creates that coating.
Oh, it's the best.
And I heard through the grapevine today that you did not like Gisella's.
It was garb. It was garbage.
And it was too wet, right?
Dude, it was literally like the pasta water in the bottom of my bowl. And I was like, okay, it's kind of gross.
So that really
It was like
led
soup.
me, it steered me in the right
You
direction
had to
with
make a
this.
correct one.
Mom said she uses a 1/4 cup of water only, and it calls for a cup.
Oh wow.
So I said, I'm going to use a 1/4 cup, like Mom said, right on the button, a 1/4 cup. And I didn't even taste it before I just tried it right now, but I knew as soon as I made it, I knew that it was going to be legitimate.
Yeah, this was perfect.
That makes me really happy. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I'm the stat guy here, so I'm the research guy here. How does this relate to Italy? Well, has a history rooted in southern Italy, Campania region, which is where my
Campania.
family is from,
And we're Calabrese.
Naples. So It's a classic example of cucina povera or
I don't know what polenta means.
poverty cooking, peasant cooking.
Oh, well, I'm a peasant, so.
Broke Wednesday.
Simple,
Broke Wednesday!
simple,
How
readily
you
available,
doing?
simple, readily available ingredients. The dish's origins are often linked to the region's farmers and their celebration of local harvests.
That is awesome stuff.
Delicious. Chris, you are the last one to throw a number on the rankings. Out of 10, what are we doing?
Oh, 8, 9.
Bro, can I just say, I don't know what it is whenever I eat this, I feel like I can go into hibernation. Like, I'm just ready to lay down in bed and
It's good. It leaves with a nice taste in your mouth. The garlic is there. It's simple. There's not many ingredients, and that's why it's so good.
it's so filling.
So, for our first episode of Globe on the Stove, Italy comes in, its representative being aglio olio, 9.23 out of 10.
That is excellent.
Well deserved.
That's a great start.
It's a beautiful start.
That's what we wanted. We wanted something strong. I knew as soon as I had Italy, that's what I was
Just
going to
wait
make.
for week 3, y'all.
I can't wait. We're
Yeah.
coming out with 3 heavy
And week
hitters.
4.
Bang, yeah, realistically, this is 9 straight
9
weeks.
strong dishes coming up. And I think week 1 was done right.
Week 1 was beautiful.
All right, we're back, and we just tried linguine aglio olio. It's one that Grammy made for me, but this is a TT dish. This is my mom's specialty, and Nick is happy, and we're gonna roll on, and we're gonna do in no particular order right now, and turn this over to sports. If you notice on the sheet, I have good, and good for the first time ever.
I have a bad.
You can do an honorable mention bad in a minute. Good, and good this week. I have so much good sports news that I said, you know what, for the first time, I'm just going to do all good. Usually it's all bad. I mean, I could have one bad, but we'll talk about it when we talk about hockey. How about Wrexham? Wrexham FC in League One of English professional football. This is the team that Ryan Reynolds owns, okay? This team was in the National League, which is considered semi-pro. They won that. Moved up to League Two, which is the first full pro league. Won that. Moved up to League One, and in 5 years from being in the National League, they are in second place in League One with 3 more wins. 3 wins clinches them moving up to the championship, where Leicester will be next year. That has been confirmed, by the way. They have been relegated, but that Wrexham is sniffing it, and being in second place would mean no playoff. That's a direct promotion, which is obviously what they want, because if you're in that playoff, it's anybody's game. So Wrexham FC is easily one of the goods of the week because of that.
So now, is it because, like, are they developing players, or is there, because there's an influx of money, are
There's
they
an
able to?
influx of money, and they're able to spend, and guys want to are buying into the brand.
Because isn't Rob McElhenney?
Yes.
From
Yeah.
Always Sunny, he's in it too.
And it's the 2 of them, and there's a lot of money going into it, and because of that, guys want to play for them, and they believe in them, and this team has a legitimate shot at being a Premier League team
That's
in
awesome.
a couple of years.
That's awesome.
Which is crazy. I mean, they once had a glorious team, and they've just been in the dungeons of English football for years. And so it's awesome to see. I love that kind of thing. Move over, honestly, Leicester. If this team, I'll be rooting for Wrexham next year for sure. That's awesome. I love it.
They don't just beat them, they wreck them.
There you go. You good over there? What's wrong with your eyes?
Oh, nothing.
Are you trying to stay awake?
No. I'm awake.
He's not
Wrexham's
like
put him to
this.
sleep, brother.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm awake.
We're going to look over there, and this is what's going to happen. He's going to be like,
Yeah, I told you the pastor puts me into a hibernation. I'm hibernating right now.
What did you just call it?
Pastor.
I hate how he speaks.
What, the linguine in the past?
You are not gonna fall asleep when I say this, though. Picture this.
Sicily, 19.
No.
Well, let me imagine.
Picture this as you doze off. A beach,
Uh-huh. I see it.
75 degrees.
Uh-huh. It's a good
A whole lot of New York Islanders players on the beach. Okay? And all of them threw their razors away at the end of the season because Lou Lamoriello has been fired. The team is parting ways with President and General Manager Lou Lamoriello. They're not renewing his contract. It is time to rejoice. We can rebuild. We can come back better. It is going to be great. We might suck for 3 years, but we got rid of the dinosaur of Lou Lamoriello. Great news!
As an Isles fan, that has to be wonderful news, man. Because
Isn't it?
it's just one of those things where it's like, I haven't even been in hockey that long, and it's like, I know how bad this guy's run this team into the ground.
Now, we do have to thank Lou because he brought the team back into relevancy, Nick. They are relevant again. That people want to come play for the Islanders again. I mean, when Garth Snow was the GM, Evgeny Nabokov and a few other players literally held out so that they didn't have to report to the Islanders. Okay? So, that's not happening anymore. But it was a few years too late for this all to happen, so I'm very pleased. And finally, the last good is Joe Bowen. Okay? And this is why.
It's back for Toronto. He's in over the line, dropping for Max. Max into the slot. Shooting.
There's no broadcaster, I think I've said it now 3 straight weeks. There is no broadcaster that I get goosebumps listening to more than Joe Bowen. And so I get calls like this, and I'm a Leafs fan now in the playoffs because of Joe Bowen. How do you not get fired up when he says that? It's just pure joy and intensity.
We're gonna have to craft calls for these WestCon Wolves hockey games next
Yeah.
fall. We're gonna have to practice.
Just say rebound! It's just it's non-stop yelling. He yells all the time. It's in front of the goal! It's just the
It's a lot
best.
of emotion.
Yeah, it's complete fandom is what it is.
Yeah.
And when you get a fan doing the calls, it's like Dave Mishkin calling the Lightning's games on the radio. It's it's different. Kanger doing the Islanders games, it's like obnoxious, right? But you could hear their love for the team, right? And so Joe Bowen's been doing it since the 90s, and he still sounds like that. That's pretty awesome. So there's your in no particular order. Nick, you have a bad.
I do. My honorable mention bad is pollen. That is why I am moving my eyes. They are very itchy.
Oh, that's your eyes. You're
Yeah.
not falling asleep.
No. And yeah, I went golfing today, and the pollen.
I'm gonna give you a bad too.
All right.
Finish yours first.
The pollen has destroyed me. It is going to be a
You're-
bad year.
Yeah, your eyes are very red. Wait, before we get to what you were saying, Nick, how'd you do today?
Oh,
Why? No, Ed. You used my clubs. Did you break one of them?
no. I got a little mad on the back now. But I didn't break any clubs.
How can you get mad when it's your first time out of the year?
Because the course was a little not great at the time.
Where'd you play?
Candle.
Okay, I played there last week.
It was very muddy everywhere.
Oh,
And I was just ended up in mud puddles, like, on every hole, and it was really frustrating.
well, that's
me.
because you suck.
Well, yeah, but still, there shouldn't be mud in the rough.
How did you shoot?
I sound like a 109.
Oh, man. All right, well, it's not the worst that I ever shot. I shot an 81 on the front nine of Richter one day when I was in high school.
No, it was like It was your typical first day out.
Yeah. You had a couple good ones,
Yeah.
a bunch of bad ones, a few moments where you're like, I'm quitting this, and then a few where you're like, no, I'm okay, I'm good.
Yeah. I was putting really well. And driving. Anytime
Everything in the middle.
between the tee box and the green was a disaster.
That sounds it. All right, Anthony, what do you have? You're brimming.
I got a bad for you too. Honorable mention bad. We can add the picture if we'd like to.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, afterwards I'll send it to you. If you're squeamish, look away. It's really not that bad. Anyway, I didn't tell you, Nikki, but I told Chris. So I went to the driving range on Saturday. This is also golf related. I went to the driving range on Saturday, and I'm like, okay.
Would you go to the ranch?
No,
Ranch?
I went to Chris. I think it's Chris Cote's in Southington.
Oh.
So it's one of the top flight. It's like a track. It's like at the track.
Yeah,
range.
sure.
So my first round, we'll call it, I guess, just warming up and everything. Pull the driver out. I stripe it. 289 yards.
Okay.
Straight. As I'm hitting this drive, I feel the skin on my thumb, and it just
I
rips
did
off.
notice that on your
Yeah,
phone.
this is healed. We'll put the picture in, but this is what it looked like after I hit
Looks
this.
like my hands after an hour of drumming.
After I hit this absolute bomb of a shot. There's just a patch of skin missing from my thumb. So I was like, oh, I'm done with my bucket. I want to leave now.
That
But
thumb
then I
went-
kept going.
That thumb went 289 yards too.
The skin on my thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once,
Also bad.
once you play
Yeah,
more than the
blisters.
play, I mean,
Bad.
if you have drum hands like that, then you don't get them. But again, that's but the shot was a beauty. That was a little bit of a humble brag. You threw in the
Well, I mean-
289 yard drive.
I can go, it was a launch angle of 7 degrees. So it was a,
How did that thing go 289 yards when it only was about 10 feet?
it was a stinger, brother.
It was a missile.
The apex, it was a 63-foot apex.
Oh,
So it just shot
it was
straight
one
up.
of
A
those.
riser.
Yes. The hang time was 6 seconds.
That's a classic. That's a classic
It's a
range
good one.
drive right
Yeah,
there.
it was.
I like it. Very good,
It was a
Anthony.
good one.
Nice. All right, we're done. No, I'm just kidding. We have a playoff update. So it says we are not news. No recap. Form opinions. This is for Ant. Why?
I put it in there, and I didn't want you to think, like when you read the script, because I got to the script before you did, I didn't want you to think that I was trying to tell you that, so I was like, this is for me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about it because you rambled, but we all ramble.
Oh yeah, but like we're not news. We're not gonna be like, the Jets are
The
playing
Jets
the
are up
Blues.
2-0
No.
on the Blues. No.
Tell us what you think, brother. Don't state the
The
facts.
Jets
Let-
are up 2-0 on the Blues.
Let me tell you what I think. I think Matthew Tkachuk is a bum.
We're starting this again, Chris.
And I think the league
Thug too. But
is riding this guy
or is he riding them?
into the ground because they waited 4 extra days to start the series with the Lightning. I don't care that doofus from Florida who works 2 nights a year for the Coast Guard, who was arguing with me, can kick rocks.
It's
The
not,
Lightning-
It's not the Coast Guard. It's the reserves.
Okay, whatever.
That one weekend a month is killer.
Whatever it is, I got a real job. Yeah, I sit here doing 102 episodes of a podcast. That's what I do with my whole life.
Sidebar: I got a text from my buddy I haven't spoken to in years, and was like, "Yo, why are you beefing with a stranger?"
That was me. I had nothing better to do at 6:30 at my parents' house yesterday. No. Matthew Tkachuk was waited on by the league. Okay? There was no... I thought back years. I thought back, and I was like, when does this ever happen to the Islanders? Because that's something that would happen to them because when they played at Barclays Center, the Nets had the priority there, right? And so the Islanders kind of sucked. So when they made the playoffs in 2016, when they made the second round with Tavares' OT winner against Florida, Barclays Center wasn't really ready to accommodate them in the second round. They were like, well, we have a lot of confidence I'm not kidding you. We have a lot of conflict here because the Nets have games, and we didn't plan for you having games. And so that series, who was that against in 2016, the second round? I don't know, somebody we lost to. The Lightning? Was it the Lightning? We played them in a different year. I don't remember. Anyway, Anthony's gonna tell me.
It was the Lightning. You guys lost the Lightning.
We always lose the Lightning. Anyways, I was like, this series got messed up. The days of the series got messed up, and some of the times got messed up because of Barclays Center. Not 4 days, though. They would get like a 12 noon game, and then a back-to-back. They'd have a back-to-back for their home games. What? But so this is or no, one of it was that their last game of the first round was when other teams were playing in the second round, and it was just so stupid. It was only the Islanders. This would only happen to them, and so I think the league is doing this on purpose to get Matthew Tkachuk back healthy. He pops in 2 goals. Get him out of there. I don't like him, and the Lightning are still winning in 5.
Yeah. There's a reason.
That's my opinion on the playoffs. Somebody else go.
I'll talk about my Wild quick, and I mean quick
How
because.
are you going to talk about them? You haven't even watched.
So, I have watched, but I watched the game that they lost, and being the superstitious fella I am, I can't watch any more games because they blew the doors. They blew the doors off of Vegas in Game 2. It was 3-0 going into the second period. They ended up winning 5-2.
Yeah, Vegas did not have any answers.
I text Chris and I'm like, dude, who are these guys? Like, the Wild are playing like a team I've never seen before. Getting back Eckert, getting back Kirill, like they're playing like they might actually win the series. I know I made a homer pick that they were going to win the series, but they might actually do it.
Yeah.
So I mean that was brief. That's my brief Wild.
No, but
talking about it.
To go off of what you said, in watching that series, I've also felt the same thing. I thought they looked fine in Game 1. They looked absolutely fine.
It was pretty much a bad luck game.
It was a back and forth affair, and I think the team that won deserved to win Game 1. They were slightly better, but the Wild kind of went out there and they showed the other team that this is an even playing field. And this is a series that I could say going 7 games, as we predicted last week.
And now, I don't want to be this guy, but if Minnesota does win this series, they don't have to deal with Winnipeg. They don't have to deal with Colorado or Dallas. They would play probably the Kings, and I have a good feeling against the Kings.
All right. Easy there, cowboy. Take it easy. All right, Nick, what do you have so far? Some opinions.
Well, one, I was gonna comment on that one because I've been watching that series, and
That series is on when he's awake. Starting
Dude,
at
the
11
game
o'clock.
the game ended at 12. I think it was 12:40 Minnesota time. It was like, oh,
It was
I'll,
almost 2 a.m.
I'll get off my computer at like 12, go to bed, and I'll be like, oh, let me check sports real quick, and then I'll see that the Vegas game is on. I'll be like, oh, let me watch the rest of this. I'll watch the rest of it. Anywho, I did go on record last week of saying that Vegas is trash when they get pushed back, and they will flounder. And this loss for them is really bad. Very, very bad.
Why?
Because they don't respond well to getting pushed back, and now Minnesota's going home, right?
Yes.
2 games at home.
It's
So
always
that's
advantage
even
now for
worse for
Minnesota.
Vegas. 'Cause
They
Vegas doesn't
don't.
play
They
good on the
do
road.
not. Well, Minnesota doesn't play good at home.
They're riding the momentum, though. Honestly, I think they will. Vegas rides bad momentum. Minnesota rides good momentum. But I've also been watching the Stars Avs series, and the Avs are trash. That's what I don't know how their team is so stacked and they play so bad.
They give
I
the
don't-
puck up a lot.
So much. It's turnover. I can't even watch it,
You know
honestly.
who had like 14 in the last game was Brock Nelson. And every time Every
Keaton had a bunch too, though. To be fair.
every time they say, "Oh, Nelson, turn over," I'm like, wow, he's really kept those bad habits. He's been on the island for too long,
Yeah.
because that's what I mean. Everybody on the Islanders
Yeah.
does that, but
And he's used to having Sorokin to bail him out.
right, and so now he's got Mackenzie Blackwood, who's a good goalie, but I think turnovers, like you said, cost them game 2.
Yeah, they're lucky to be tied in the series. I don't think they're gonna pull it out.
I thought they should have won game 2, and it was a big blow to them losing that game.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought that a game where they led in the third period, again, they let slip away. Those games are such backbreakers. We saw the same thing in St. Louis, Winnipeg in game 1. How St. Louis was up in that game in the third period, and they blew it in the last 10 minutes of the game. That is backbreaking for a team.
Yeah.
Backbreaking. The Devils Hurricanes series had the same team. And so I agree with you, Nick, that series could be over in 5 for the Stars.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because I want the Avs to
Me too.
win. But Nelson's got to stop turning the puck over, man.
The whole team.
Now, a surprise series, Caps Canadians. We talked about it. The game is probably about halfway through the time of recording this, probably. Yeah. So as of right now, it actually just ended. Caps are up 2-0. Going into this game, Montreal was playing pretty well. Ovi, I mean, the first game went into overtime. Ovi won it in overtime, but nobody is, we are expecting it, but nobody was really expecting Montreal to put up any form of a fight.
This was a 2-1 game, the one that we're talking about now that made it 2-0 Caps. It was 2-1.
Oh, it was an empty
with
net.
2 seconds left. It was an empty net goal. So, you know what I mean? The Canadians are going home. I don't think anybody thinks the Canadians are going to win the series, and thought that going in, really. But there's a lot more hockey to be played in this series, and it's been a battle. It's been 1 goal here or 1 goal there, obviously, that made the difference. I think the Canadians are going to take at least 1 game at home, and I think that this series may go 6. But that's just me. Shall we move?
I feel content. I'm good.
Let's move.
Good.
Content.
Let's talk about the field in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about the baseball diamond in Tampa Bay. And no, I do not mean Tropicana Field, because that is leveled.
Well, did you guys see? I think we should get it for the podcast. The Rays are selling pieces of the roof for like $15.
Let's get one.
Just frame it, keep it here.
The Trop. Because as crappy of a field that is, it's still better than, I know it's Steinbrenner Field, okay? I know it's the Yankees field. But it's a spring training facility. It's not fit to be a major league ballpark unless you get the amount of fans that Tampa has. Because they struggle to fill that park. Except when the Yankees come. I mean, that was a Yankees home series.
It's Tampa South.
But the problem is, how does Major League Baseball let this happen? Where a major league stadium, regardless of what the situation is, how do they not have proper replay technology and proper camera angles? If they're touting all these replay techniques and tactics, and they're talking about robo-umps coming soon, and all this reviewing the plays, and they don't have the right equipment to do it. I understand it's a spring training facility, but Anthony and Nick, this is silly, because it cost the Yankees runs. They ended up winning the ball game, I know, but it cost them runs.
So one thing is I do want to give credit to the grounds crew for the Rays. They turned it from Steinbrenner Field, the Yankees, and the Tampa Yankees or Tampa Tarpons. I don't know if they're still the Tarpons. Spring training facility into the Rays home facility. They did it in 120 hours, which props to them. They moved everything. It's all branded to the Rays. 2025 home of the Tampa Bay Rays. If it's not a fixed Yankee logo, it's been removed, which is, again, good on them. But the issue with a lot of stuff here is the construction of the stadium is why we're not getting these camera angles. There's no stat track or PitchCom or what, not PitchCom, you know what I mean, the strike zone, the
Right.
whatever. There's none of that because there's no batter's eye in center field because there's no seats in center field. It's literally a high school park. You're seeing high school. There's colleges with a nicer field.
And you also, and with good reason, it's a spring training facility. It's still a nice facility, but the foul poles aren't as high. The home run here, and Judge hit that got called not a home run, that was very clearly a home run, was towering over the foul pole. It was like a Rogers Park foul pole. It's just a mess. It's Bush League.
I mean, you got to think of it in this aspect too. It's like the Yankees, the Red Sox come and play at Hartford. Like, yeah, Hartford's a nice park, but you come in, it's like you're missing a lot of stuff. And why are you missing a lot of stuff? Well, UConn plays there a couple times a
Right?
year.
It's not meant.
They do all the high school state playoff games there. So it's like it's not meant to be this is a stopgap for the Rays, and people are crazy. They're online saying, "Oh, this should be their permanent home. They should find a way to buy this from the Yankees and use this facility." Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
But City of St. Petersburg is spending $22.5 million to fix the Trop roof.
Millions and millions and millions. Billions. That's a lot of money, man. Wow. But I just think that's kind of a disgrace. The field is a disgrace, how it's set up. It's not for Major League Baseball. All right, Anthony, this is very exciting, okay? This is what we're going to leave you guys with today. And this leads into a part 2 of this episode, if you will. Episode 103.5, if I may. And what it is A Nasty's 2025 football draft, NFL draft extravaganza. It's almost an egg-stravaganza because it's just after Easter time, okay? And so Anthony, if you watch the .5 episode, Anthony is going to be breaking down 12 gems and busts, in his opinion, for the upcoming draft. Well, X rounds of the draft, I should say.
Yeah, and by the time you guys are seeing this, the draft is almost over. Saturday is the day 3 of the draft. I'm excited. Tomorrow this is like Christmas Eve for me. Very excited.
So we have to tickle his tism here, and so we're going to give you a little bit of a sneak preview on 2 players, and if you want to hear more about them, you need to watch the .5 episode, which supplements episode 103. Anthony, are you ready?
I am ready.
You were born ready for this. The guy names colleges of athletes that don't even play anymore.
If you know, you know.
Let's do 1 gem and 1 bust.
Now, these are both going to be quarterbacks here, Chris and Nikki. Now, there's a quarterback projected to go number 1 overall, though he is not QB1 of this draft. I think QB1 of this draft. He's one of my draft gems, Quinn Ewers, University of Texas. I'll get in depth in the next episode, or episode 103.5. But, guy's a winner. He's a leader. He's a winner. He can go into enemy territory. He had 2 huge road wins last year. He's a good quarterback coach away from being an absolute stud in this draft. So Quinn Ewers, I think he's quarterback 1. He is one of my draft gems here. And now,
Wait a minute. Who do you think is going to go number 1 overall then?
well, number 1 overall, I think is going to be a bust. And I know Nikki's not going to agree with me. We've talked about him on the show before. I've been proven to eat my words and then regurge those words because I ended up being correct in the end. The biggest draft bust in the 2025 NFL draft will be Cam Ward, quarterback out of Miami.
Oh, I thought you meant Cam Ward, the Stanley Cup winner out of Carolina.
Cam Ward is going to be a bust, an absolute bust. I mean, the guy is a great athlete, yes, but he's a 5-year college pro, and he is still making freshman mistakes,
Such as?
such as not looking at the check down, trying to scramble, running behind the line of scrimmage, running around, throwing the ball into coverage. That's an issue. Now, before you come at me, another issue I have, right? Nick, what were his stats in the bowl game?
I don't know.
Do you know, Chris?
Let me guess. 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Oh, no, it's worse than that. Because Cam Ward, this is one of the biggest controversies, and this is why I think he's going to be a bust, because he was playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Shows how great Miami was last year. He ended up losing to 42-41 to Iowa State, and he made a snap decision to just stop playing after halftime. Cam Ward walked in, set the Division I career record for passing touchdowns, got that. He is the all-time, well, at the time was the all-time leader in passing touchdowns, and then said, screw my team, I'm out. Bust.
I feel like there's a lot of context missing.
Bust.
You're a bust.
If you want to hear more, make sure you check out episode 103.5.
You're scrutinizing mistakes that NFL players make.
What?
You're saying, oh, he makes freshman mistakes. How many NFL players are making the same mistakes? All of them. Don't tell me they're not.
Not the good ones.
You're telling me good players don't make mistakes.
They do, just not egregious mistakes.
Good players don't make egregious mistakes.
We're eating up the clock here. If you want
Exactly,
to hear me and Nick,
exactly.
if you want to hear me and Nick
Exactly.
go at it, 103.5.
Exactly.
I like that. You gotta get a little bit feisty.
103.5.
All right.
Exactly.
Grammys Grinders of the Week.
I feel like Nikki hasn't started in a minute.
I hadn't.
Did I catch you off guard?
No, I actually thought of it because I knew this was coming. Wait, it's coming to me. Yes, I got it. Jimmy Butler III of the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors have been 27.
Why does he talk like that?
What?
The Warriors.
The Warriors have been 27-5 since Jimmy Butler joined them. Wow. In the midway through the season after the All-Star break. They have also had the best defensive rating of all NBA teams since Jimmy Butler joined them. Jimmy Butler has been averaging 26-5 and also put up a 30-point game in the first game of the playoffs against the Houston
All
Rockets.
right.
Jimmy Butler III is my Grammys Grinder of the Week. Thank you. Is that better?
That's a good one.
Loser.
That was solid, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you're the loser.
You're the loser.
You
And he's
shot a
the buzz.
109.
No, you're a loser. He's buzzed. I have pollen issues.
He's got pollen. He's got the pollen. And we got the tism. Anthony, who's your grinder?
My Grammys Grinder of the Week, Minnesota Wild forward Matthew Boldy. Chris, I don't want to hear a word. You went like 15 straight weeks of an
Yeah,
Islander.
but they were all bad.
Yeah, it was like, wow, this guy didn't give up 8 goals. He only gave up 6. Grammys Grinder. This guy tied his skates correctly. Grammys Grinder. This coach didn't play this player, and the player didn't talk out in the media. Grammys Grinder.
That's right.
Matthew Boldy, despite Kirill Kaprizov's return, Boldy is touching the puck the most for the Wild. I don't remember what the name of the stat is. You know it. He's the highest on the Wild, where when he's on the ice, the puck is in his possession the most.
Corsi.
Thank you. Yes. Through 2 playoff games, Matt Boldy has 3 goals and 1 assist. What is very dangerous about this player, and Chris said it right off the bat when he scored that first goal in Game 1, he is becoming a legit threat for the Wild and a borderline superstar, and the disappearance of Kirill Kaprizov might have thrusted him into the spotlight, and oh boy, he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, this is a great pick.
There could be two bona fide scoring superstars on the Minnesota Wild.
This is a great pick by you because this team is running through Matt Boldy and Brock Faber right now. And it might not have been the guy you thought in Kaprizov. Great pick. He's really a difference maker. It's fun to watch. Every time they score, he's involved. And outsiders that don't pay attention, see, idiot from Florida. What do we have? 55 years of hockey watching experience between. Well, you've been watching hockey since I have, so you've been watching for 20 years.
Been 8 years.
I've been watching for 20 years, so 48 years between the three of us. I mean,
200 years.
listen, guy from Florida, okay? We can talk about Matt Boldy. Do you know who Matt Boldy is and what he does? Because this guy brings the goods. He delivers the goods. Unlike you at the Coast Guard. Okay.
It's reserves, Chris. Army reserves.
Army Reserves, sorry. I don't know, I have Coast Guard stuff.
We do
right?
support our troops.
Absolutely.
It's not that one. That guy was kind of a tool.
Yeah, it's just not that dope. Whatever. We stand together, in God we trust, whatever. What do they say?
Hoorah.
Hoorah and Semper Fi.
It's the Marines. But go ahead.
I support it.
Zero Dark 30. Never mind.
That was Osama. Please, before we get canceled, can somebody talk?
Wasn't it Black Hawk something?
Nope, that was Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
That was not
It's a movie, I
Osama.
think.
It's also. Can you say your grinder, please? Our comments are gonna be flooded, man.
Good. Anthony Stolars is the Grease Grinder of the Week. Anthony Stolars is 10
When did
and
Anthony steal?
what? He stole ours.
Oh.
Anthony stole ours. Our pasta. He stole it. That was a bad joke. That was really
What?
bad.
He had a terrible one. Wrexham. He said, "Oh, they didn't beat him. They wrexed him." You're calling
He
mine
called
bad?
back.
You're calling mine
He
bad?
called back, Anthony.
I think that had to work for mine.
Wow. What has happened now? We've gone askew. We've gone askew. Anthony Stolars is 10-0 in his last 10 games. His last 10 starts, 10-0-0 with a 1.48 goals against average and a 947 save percentage with 3 shutouts. He is the only reason the Leafs won that game last night. Because I'll tell you, and Joe Bowen said it on the broadcast that I was listening to, Ottawa was the better team for a lot of that game, out of game 2. After Ottawa tied it, it looked like they were going to take the win, but Stolars made a couple of huge saves late in the game. Stolars is my Grammys grinder. I think I've picked a goalie 3 weeks in a row. Such is life, isn't it? What is life? What is love?
Wrap this up.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi and hoorah.
Please wrap this up. Please.
Oh, my laptop died. I better wrap it up. Do this.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next video.
Thank you, Sabrina, for getting us back on track. Or maybe on target, is it? Could be on target. Follow us on TikTok at Sports and Spag Pod and on Instagram at Sports and Spaghetti Pod. And he threw the grenade there. And thank you.
John Moran. It's a celebration.
And thank you so much for watching and listening to episode 103 of Sports and Spaghetti. Please also listen to 103.5. That is where the money is made.
The extravaganza.
It is an extravaganza indeed. Anthony, take us away.
Chris, Nick, and